This is Hyundai's IONIQ 5, and it recently made headlines when Hyundai Mobis introduced its groundbreaking e-corner system, allowing the car to turn its wheels all the way to 90 degrees, that too on all four wheels, giving it the ability to drive itself sideways. Let's understand why this is such a big deal.
Of the e-corner system technology by automotive supplier Hyundai Mobis.
Called the IONIQ 5.
Hyundai Mobis' new e-corner system.
Presenting the e-corner system.
This is for like parallel parking, right?
Yeah, but not just parallel parking, but it can actually, all four of the wheels can move totally independently, and it can spin on the spot.
Recently, we've seen the familiar four-wheel steering technology in lots of luxury cars from Mercedes-Benz, Porsche and other premium brands. Mercedes introduced four-wheel steering on the S-Class, which they call rear axle steering, whereby the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction to the front wheels, reducing the turning radius and making the car more agile and easier to maneuver in tight spaces, such as parking lots. At higher speeds, the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front wheels, improving stability and handling during lane changes and highway driving. But what Hyundai has achieved is groundbreaking on its own, because its steering wheel system manages to turn the wheel all the way to 90 degrees, that too on all four wheels. That simply gives it the superpower to drive itself sideways. If you like the video so far, consider subscribing. The cramped driving mode turns all four wheels 90 degrees on either side to allow for parallel parking. Just drive parallel to the parking spot and engage the system to slot the car in. Then there's the zero turn mode, which rotates the front wheels 90 degrees to one side and the rear wheels to the opposite direction. This allows for a 360-degree self-powered turn, which should make things easier when there's a dead end or when the turn is too tight. The pivot turn mode only turns the rear wheels 90 degrees, helping the car be aligned with tight parking spots. Lastly, the diagonal driving mode slightly rotates all four wheels in the same direction when you're driving at high speeds. This allows for diagonal movement, which should help you maneuver through traffic with more ease. The Hyundai e-corner system, or Hyundai's four-wheel steering, allows the driver to do various kinds of maneuvers. Other than the exciting cramped driving, the system also allows the car to do a zero turn, pivot turn and diagonal driving. All these literally eliminate any reason to not drive in urban centers. Hyundai Mobis has modified the drivetrain with a new package module that brings in technologies such as brake-by-wire, steer-by-wire, damper and in-wheel motor. With the motor sitting inside the wheels, it is easy to rotate the wheels up to 90 degrees and still have the power to drive. Sadly, Hyundai doesn't show what kind of steering inputs the driver needs to make, or if there is any need for the steering wheel when the system is engaged. At the moment, Hyundai Mobis is testing the e-corner system on public roads adjacent to its testing facilities in South Korea. The company has currently installed the system on an IONIQ 5 EV, which could hint at those models getting this revolutionary tech first. This also makes sense given that Hyundai has said that the technology is great for electric cars as well as automated driving. Since Hyundai already makes EVs laden with smart features, it gains an advantage in developing the system. Right now though, this is still a concept getting tested in the urban setup, and Hyundai is yet to announce a date for a practical global release.